conservative point of view to black issues. His mission, to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermaine Buxio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermaine Buxio, streaming out of the great state of Minnesota in the crappiest city, Minneapolis, home of the robbers and the liberals. How everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well in Biden-inflation America. Oh yeah, everything's costing more. Everything. Going to sleep is costing you more. Waking up is costing you more. Breathing the air, ladies and gentlemen, is costing you more. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Little bit of a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. We got a lot to discuss tonight. And as you guys know, the liberal media hates us. Yes, me and you, ladies and gentlemen, they hate us. They don't like us. They wish we were dead. What they want is the young folks around. Absolutely. They want the young folks around. The people who love TikTok. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the folks that love TikTok. Those are the folks they want around because they're easily misled. You get what I'm saying? If you could get people to, stand on a milk crate for an hour, gosh darn it, they'll do anything. You get what I'm saying? People standing on milk crates for a challenge, gosh darn it, you will vote a liberal in, and vote your own enslavement. Why not? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. We can't have that. We need to be around so we can tell the truth and make sure these folks go to hell. You get what I'm saying? So make sure you do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share, because we about to get it in. You know it. You know it. We about to get it in. Absolutely. And if you're on Facebook right now, I don't know what's going on with Facebook. Make sure you share on that sucker. All right? Make sure you do. All right? Let's try to get some more folks in the building here. I'm going to try to do some more shares myself. There ain't enough shares on Facebook. We got to get them shares up. Make sure you do. All right? Make sure you do. Besides that, let's go ahead and get rocking. Let's get flaming. Let's get flaming. Shout out to Uncle Thomasaurus. Says, we on here, Jermaine. Kansas is tripping on killing the babies. I know. They certainly are. And people like Stacey Abrams, I was about to call her Abrahams. Stacey Abrams. She is loving Kansas. She says that this is a good thing. Women being able to choose if they want to have a child or not. Ain't that crazy? And that has really sparked a new debate across America. The debate is called My Wallet, My Choice. So if women have an out, a for sure legal out, right? They want a for sure legal out. Hey, I slept with Tyrone down the street. He has purple hair, and I don't think he works. I don't want to have his baby, right? I was irresponsible, right? I took some Quaaludes, and whoops, my legs just spread it open, and, Tyrone went to town. It was a crazy night. Well, I don't want to have his baby, so, I'm just going to go ahead and go to the abortion mill and kill it, right? You get a way out of parental responsibility, where if a man is tricked by a woman, right, and please believe there's men all over that have been tricked by women who say, you know what, I'm on the pill. Right? I'm on the pill nonsense, right? And then, whoopsies, I must have forgot to take a pill, right? One of them. Or, I'm on birth control. I'm on the shot. Pretty soon you figure out that she never took the shot, right? Yeah, it happens all the time. Happens all the time. How about the men who are tricked with paternity fraud? Happens all the time as well. Certainly does. So we gotta be diligent. We gotta tell the truth. First one up here, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and speak to you guys about a story that is taking flight. Oh yeah, it's about a mother who is alleging racism at her local Chuck E. Cheese. Oh yeah, she's saying that Chuck E. Cheese and Chuck E. Cheese, the mouse and his friends. Well, usually they have their little dance party. They do a little show for the children. And usually, Chuck E. Cheese, he walks around too, giving children high fives and hugs. Well, this black mama is saying that Chuck E. Cheese was hugging all the white children and not her child. Yeah, we got one of them again. Remember I told you it's going to be the plague of the crybaby blacks. Oh, yeah, it's going to be serious. Yeah, absolutely. I want you to think about this. The plague of the crybaby blacks. They get anywhere, and if they feel that they have been mistreated, gosh darn it, it's a lawsuit on your ass. Let me tell you, it's a lawsuit on your ass. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share. Parents claim mascot discrimination at Chuck E. Cheese. My goodness gracious. We had Sesame Street Place the other day. We have Chuck E. Cheese today. When does it end? When does this sucker end? Here we go. Make sure you share.
This morning, a worker at another popular business is accused of ignoring a child and sparking claims of racism. This time it's Chuck E. Cheese, one of its locations in Wayne, New Jersey, under fire by the outraged mother of 2-year-old Safa Muhammad, seen here in the pink tutu.
She put her hand out. It was her turn, but he put his hand in and then down and act like he didn't see her.
Natnyana Muhammad says the character at the restaurant and entertainment venue overlooked her daughter.
In the video, there were a bunch of Caucasian children who were there that were on stage that received the high five. That was actually my first time actually witnessing someone, ignore her or make her feel like she's invisible.
It's the third case in recent weeks where the parent of a child has gone public about unequal or even racist treatment at an establishment. It allegedly happened twice at Sesame Place in Pennsylvania. In one of the incidents, the family of a 5-year-old girl named Kennedy Burns filed a $25 million class action lawsuit.
$25 million.
Devastated. Me and my wife, just looking at
$25 million.
It makes me want to cry every time I see it.
As for the Chuck E. Cheese incident,
million.
the company releasing a statement saying, "We want to thank the family who brought this to our attention and for giving the on-site manager an opportunity to apologize and address their concerns in person." Safa's mother says the venue's management eventually arranged for a private picture with the character.
Look how the kid look.
She was excited, happy, jumping.
She didn't look excited there.
When it was time to take a picture, just stood beside him.
The mother says the apology fell short.
Picture.
She says the manager made excuses for the character, claiming he didn't see the child.
Bye.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here.
Let me go ahead and stop it. This racism crap, let me tell you something. It is getting old, ain't it? It is getting old. The people who are always claiming that the other person is racist, can I ask you something? How do you know what's in that person's heart? How do you know what's in that person's heart? This woman claims that the mascot was running around giving the children high fives, all the white children. And when it came to her daughter didn't get a high five. I don't know. They're saying that Chuck E. Cheese didn't see her daughter. It could be that she had a nasty face and a nasty attitude like her mama. Might be. But one thing I do know in the United States of America here, almost all the races hate black folks. Absolutely. Black folks wake up every day and make it their mission to make other people of other races hate them. Do you understand? I don't make this stuff up. I don't. Who the hell gives a rip if Chuck E. Cheese didn't hug your child? The people that are suing Sesame Street Place, ladies and gentlemen, $25 million class action lawsuit. I'm telling ya, racism pays. You know that old saying, crime doesn't pay? Well, gosh darn it, racism crime pays. I can tell you that. Making up some stuff so that people feel sorry for you so you can get some change. Look at this. The little girl don't even look happy. Don't even look happy. Look at this. This is an unhappy child. Maybe, mama, the child didn't want to take a picture with Chuck E. Cheese. Could that be it? Maybe the child gave off some vibes that, hey, I don't want to take a picture with Chucky. Could that be it? Because with these forced pictures, I can tell you, this child doesn't look happy. And if anything I know about black women and black folks, they went up and spoke to the manager there, probably was yelling and cursing out the manager, embarrassing the little girl, running their mouth, doing the wrong thing. I know black folks. I do. Most of them ain't raised correctly. That's about 80%. So I know what they'll do. They were talking to the manager, cursing out the manager, calling everybody racist and everything else. I know black folks. Ridiculous. We went from Sesame Street Place, which now they are running with a $25 million class action lawsuit. My goodness gracious. And please believe they're going to get some money out the deal. You white folks out there who are signing on to the racism BS, I want to let you know they're going to get some money out the deal for nothing. That's what this racism crap is doing. Giving people money for nothing. Because your feelings was hurt because an idiot in a gosh darn play mascot suit didn't hug your child, didn't high five your child. It's going to get to the point where black folks need to have their own everything. Because without that, ladies and gentlemen, they will always have a complaint. You understand? Black folks as a group, they're like nothing but women. Black folks are like women. After a while, nothing but complaints are going to come. Yeah. Please believe you can do everything right in the book. There will be a complaint somewhere. And you're going to get to the point where you're going to see people say, you know what? I just don't want to ever do any business with them. Doing business with them is costly. I want folks to understand. It's costly. Outrageous. Shout out to John Lennon. John Lennon says there is no difference than the parents of Sandy Hook asking for $450 million from Alex Jones. Absolutely. Did you hear that Alex Jones? I believe they hit him with over $4 million. Right? He has to pay back a bunch of money, some millions. Alex Jones gonna be broke. They're trying to make it so that Alex Jones can't hop on the air again. And with this new lawsuit that just went through, it's going to be hard for him to try to hide any money. They're going to be snatching it from every bank account he has. My goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, the world is crazy. And this mascot business where parents are sitting there intensely watching the mascot, making sure that they hug their child and make their child feel happy and all. So it's crazy to me. It certainly is. It certainly is. How about the white kids out there? I'm pretty sure that there's plenty of white kids out there who has not been hugged by the mascot. Can they sue as well for racism? Why not? I believe that the white parents should be able to sue as well. Hey, you didn't hug my white ass son. I'm suing. Right? Why not? It's like black folks are the only people on this side of heaven who have the right to complain about racism. It shouldn't be like that. This is what we call people making money off of nothing. They're looking for some bread. They heard about the $25 million lawsuit. They're like, 25? Listen, I bet I could get a 45. Yeah. They're like, I bet we could get 45. We gonna get it out of Chucky. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, let me show the picture again. This girl don't look happy. I don't care what anybody tells me. This girl don't look happy. They don't. She doesn't at all. Make sure you share. Make sure you share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my guy, Robert Marvin. Robert Marvin donated, took our $10 challenge on PayPal. Shout out to you, Robert Marvin. Thank you. Absolutely. Shout out to my guy, Robert Marvin. Shout out to Guy Kimball. Shout out to you. Absolutely love you too, let me tell you. There's a lot of people who hit me up, said they're glad I'm back on the air. They were ready for my nasty mouth. I'm kidding. My mouth ain't that nasty. Come on. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. We got a lot more to discuss. I want to speak to you guys about a case that is developing right now. And let me tell you, it is something serious. Something serious. It's about a former Baltimore police officer by the name of James Weems Jr. His wife has a daycare in Baltimore. His wife last week confronted him about child abuse, child sexual abuse. Apparently, his wife seen on camera that her husband was sexually molesting some children at her daycare. They got into an altercation at a hotel, and she ends up shooting him. Very big story. It's a national story. And I want to speak about this. We've had another story recently that involved a police officer, actually a sheriff. Him and his wife, they were molesting children, and they were videotaping it. People in power doing some crazy stuff. And they believe that they won't get caught. I want to go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to speak about it. Protecting our children should be number one. That's why we need to be involved in our children's lives at school, at home, and where they're playing at. You can see, even at daycare, your children aren't safe. What a nasty, nasty case. Take a look at this. Make sure you share. Make sure you hit that like button. We're going to need your help. You see how crazy the world is? You see how these Luciferians are. They hate me. They hate you. Here we go.
After reviewing the charging documents, the judge declared no combination of conditions could protect the public from the danger posed by James Weems Jr. Dressed in an orange prison jumpsuit, 57-year-old James Weems Jr. used a walker to enter his closed-circuit TV bail review. Weems is recovering from a gunshot wound after his wife allegedly shot him inside a D.C. hotel room after confronting him about abusing children at the daycare she owns. He sat with his head in his hands, sighing loudly, as the prosecution discussed the case against him.
These are very, very serious offenses. It's why we were asking that Mr. Weems be held without bail.
Weems is charged with sexually abusing 3 children at the Kids Castle daycare in Owings Mills. The victims are a 12-year-old girl, a 10-year-old girl, and a 7-year-old boy. Investigators say Weems asked the girls to take explicit photos of themselves. He's accused of showing porn to one victim and teaching her where to find it on the internet. The girls told police they sat near Mr. James on the bus to be his door openers. The victims explained the incidents took place on the bus and at a playground on daycare property.
We believe that Mr. Weems was a risk to public safety, a risk to the children that were named in the complaint, as well as others.
According to police charging documents, a 10-year-old girl told authorities Mr. James, the owner's husband, touched her in a very inappropriate way 2 times. She explained that Mr. James was the only person who was nice to her, and he gave her snacks. She said Mr. James told her not to tell anybody. The 7-year-old boy told authorities a male employee said he would get into trouble if he told anyone who touched him.
I don't know.
Donald Jones says he's a lifelong friend of Weems and that he's shocked by the allegations.
Highly emotional situation. I'm here to support him.
Oh, Lord.
And I just don't believe
a child
that
molester,
any of this,
you're there
that he's
to
capable
support.
of committing any of this stuff.
This is an ongoing investigation. Police believe there may be more victims. They plan to interview 93 children who were there at the same time that Weems was employed. Now, court papers indicate he worked there 4 years and spent the past 2 years as a van driver there. Reporting from District Court in Towson, David Collins, WBAL TV 11 News.
93 children they're going to investigate and ask them, hey, did this black MF touch you? He was able to get access to the children through his wife. His wife had a daycare. People entrust folks like this to take care of their children, to make sure that their children are safe. And come to find out, you see that this black MF is touching the children inappropriately, showing porno, all sorts of dumb stuff. 2 girls and a boy. Grooming the children early. And I want folks to understand something. This is the way a lot of the LGBTQ people become LGBTQ. A lot of women become lesbians. A lot of guys become gay, queer, and whatever the heck else. They become like this because somebody that they trusted in authority took advantage of them. I want folks to understand that. It's very serious. And what this does, ladies and gentlemen, it teaches the child about what we call sexual deviant behavior and it being okay. That's what it does. Milo Yiannopoulos, you guys know who he is. Conservative talk show host, activist, Milo Yiannopoulos. He went from being a gay man for several years, decades, into falling in love with Christ and being straight. He said that he got into the LGBTQ lifestyle, that gay lifestyle, because he was molested when he was younger. I want people to understand that. It wasn't like he loved the lifestyle. He was molested by somebody in authority. And when you're young and something like that happens, it shocks your soul. I want people to understand that. It literally splits their identity inside their head. It's like a fractured identity. you get abused in this manner, your consciousness recedes and puts another identity forward that can handle the abuse of what's going on. And pretty soon, the identity that is forward, that comes forward to handle that abuse, is the identity the person is using for the rest of their life. The identity that they love being sexually molested. They love that sexual deviant behavior. I want people to understand it's very serious. That's why people like this need to be castrated. They need to be hung. They need to be shot in the back of the head. Because what they're doing is they're ruining children's lives forever. Forever. And it's not right at all. It's not right at all. I want people to understand that. Not right. The liberal left doesn't care about children. So they'll do whatever it takes to push sexual deviancy, and you guys know it. From drag queen show races and all sorts of dumb stuff. So I wanted you guys to see this. It was a very, very crazy case that is developing, but like I said, it needs to be shown, and people need to know what to do when things of this nature happen. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my guy, John Lennon. John Lennon took our challenge on PayPal. Shout out to you. And says, the kid was probably mad at her. Yeah, that kid that took the picture with Chuck E. Cheese. Absolutely. Shout out to John Lennon. That's why that kid looked crazy, right? That kid was like, right? The kid was mad at her mama. Her mama was over there swearing and acting a fool. And then the mama forced the picture. And if you probably asked the kid probably didn't even give a rip about the picture. Craziness. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. I want that black MS picture to be shown everywhere. Former Baltimore police officer sexually molesting children. Craziness. Let's go ahead and move forward. Next one up. Since we're speaking about children, I want to speak to you guys about Beto O'Rourke. He had a campaign, town hall in Texas, and he was speaking to parents there. And he says that parents shouldn't be telling schools they can't teach CRT. Yeah, this is what he is saying. Let me go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to speak to you guys about this. I want you guys to pay very close attention to his language, especially when he speaks about teachers. What gender is he referring to when he's speaking about teachers? What gender does he keep bringing up when he's referring to teachers? Okay, I just want to point that out there. Make sure you're just able to, pick up on that. That's all. Here we go. Make sure you guys share. Beto O'Rourke says that parents shouldn't be telling teachers what they can't teach, including CRT in classrooms. Take a look.
What if we treated that teacher with the respect that she has earned, that she is owed, that we all want to give her? We don't need to tell her what version of history she is allowed to teach in the classroom. We don't need to scare the parents of those kids before her about something called CRT that I've never heard of before last year.
Let me go ahead and play that again. Make sure you guys share. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Here we go.
What if we treated that teacher with the respect that she has earned, that she is?
We treat that teacher with the respect that she has earned. I want you guys to understand, they only care about women, and they know that most teachers are females. It's by design. I want people to understand it's by design. That's why we have dumb kids and we have emotional learning. Because women have taken over the classrooms. Let me go ahead and play it again. How come he's not saying she or he? Right? Why is he just referring to women as if they're the only ones who teach? I want you guys to understand this is by design. Here we go.
What if we treated that teacher with the respect that she has earned, that she is owed, that we all want to give her? We don't need to tell her what version of history she is allowed to teach in the classroom. We don't need to scare the parents of those kids before her about something called CRT that I've never heard of before last year.
Never heard of until last year. So he's speaking to a group of parents there. And he's saying that we don't need to be running around telling the teachers that, hey, you can't teach certain things, including CRT. And he's referring to the teacher as the teacher being female. That's why I tell men out there, you got to be dumb as rocks to be voting for the Democrat Party. They don't care about you. They care about your mama and your wife and your daughter. And they care about how they can extract money from them and make sure that you're nowhere near them. It blows my mind. Beto O'Rourke and the rest of these Democrat politicians understand the demographic of the teachers out there. They understand what I understand, that most teachers nowadays are females. Females have a different learning style. They have a different way they present information. They have a different way of talking. They have a different way of receiving information. I want people to understand. The liberals can easily bring an emotional argument to women and have them push it on the children. They could say, hey, we want children to think about how they feel when they talk about racism. Dumb stuff like that. When we had more men as teachers, we weren't concerned with all this nonsense. I want people to understand. Until the demographics started shifting. And when you speak to most women care about emotion more than facts. They do. Majority of women out there, they have some sort of psychological problem because they care about emotion too much. Yeah, you don't believe me? You probably out there got psychological problem too. Remember I told you all that emotion business, right? Talking about how you feel, all sorts of dumb stuff like that. It's leading people to having psychological breakdowns, mental breakdowns. I just can't handle it, right? Going to therapists. Don't get mad at me, right? Going to a counselor. I want you to understand, back in the day, people weren't depressed like they are now. They weren't looking for a counselor or a therapist to sit there and run their mouth to. because they weren't worried about the nonsense that we are worried about today. Beto O'Rourke and the rest of these liberals want to indoctrinate your children. They will have the help of the women in the teachers union, right? If you take a look at the teacher demographic, it's probably 95% women, maybe even more, right? I have a whole bunch of teacher friends. They're females. Yeah, they're females. I got one guy who's a teacher, and he says he teaches with none but females. So I don't make this stuff up. I know exactly what I'm talking about. The demographics of the teachers is what we need to start speaking about. We shouldn't have nothing but women teaching our children, especially if they're owned by the Democratic Party. And the Democratic Party knows what women care about. They care about emotions and feelings. That's it. That's why the children that are running around now are dumb as rocks. That's why you got people walking out of school with dumb degrees that nobody will hire them for. Right? I have a go-kart degree. I have a shopping cart degree. I know how to, put together shopping carts. Dumb degrees. I want folks to understand that. Dumb degrees. So, this will keep going on. It will keep going on until Republicans start using common sense. They start speaking about the obvious. That you have to stop running and start speaking about the obvious. Why are there so many female teachers? Is it that men don't want to teach? Huh? And let's be honest, when it comes down to, being a teacher, teachers don't get paid that much. Absolutely. They don't get paid that much, and it's not something that most men want to do. Just being honest. You speak to most men in the world, their dream, even when they're a little kid, right? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a race car driver. I want to be a baseball player, right? None of them will say, I want to be a teacher so I can teach snot-nosed kids. They never say this. Men never say this. Maybe it's a female dream. I want to be a teacher and get paid close to nothing and be disrespected by children all day. Yeah. None of them say that. So, we need to rethink the way that we're doing this. And I believe that if this is going on in our society, we need to be able to have school choice. We need to have Republicans have a backbone and support school choice. If they can run and, give federal dollars to schools that are promoting this nonsense, how come we can't give federal dollars to people who want to homeschool their children? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's people who are smarter than the teachers that are out there. And trust me, I know a lot of teachers. They're dumb as rocks. Yeah, they dumb as rocks too. Absolutely. Jermaine, I can't believe you said that. Well, believe it. They're dumb as rocks too. Some of you are smarter than the teachers and the gosh darn faculty. Why can't you teach your own child and get paid to do it? There should be some federal stipend, some federal grant that should be given to parents who want to stay home and teach their children, homeschool their children. There should be some federal grant. Hey, so-and-so is going to stay home and homeschool their child. We're going to give them a federal grant to supplement their household since they're not working. We believe in investing in our families here in America. This would be a fantastic point. Boy, I'm telling you, once I get into office, these Republicans going to catch hell. All of these stuff that I'm saying, it's not like, I'm the smartest man on earth. These are things that Republicans can do now that none of them are even thinking about. They claim to be about family. Be about real family. Be about change. Help the Americans who want to help their children. That's it. That's all. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right? I'm going to need your help. I'm definitely going to need your help. You see how crazy the world is. You see it. Help a brother out. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. Next one up. I want to speak to you about Brittney Griner. Black folks are mad all across America. They are. They're playing the racist game now, saying that if Brittney Griner was white, she'd be already home. Don't you love black folks? Absolutely. Everything's about color with them. I want to go ahead and run this. WNBA player Brittney Griner sentenced to 9 years in Russia for trying to smuggle dope. It probably wasn't even good dope either. Let me go ahead and run this. When it come back, we're going to speak about it. Here we go. Make sure you share.
We start with breaking news just into our newsroom. In the last 30 minutes, a Russian judge just sentenced WNBA star Brittney Griner to 9 years in prison on drug charges. It's been 6 months since Griner was arrested at a Moscow airport, accused of trying to smuggle cannabis oil in her luggage. Today, before the verdict was handed down, Griner made an emotional plea. She maintained she had no intention of breaking the law. She also apologized to her teammates, fans, and family for, quote, the embarrassment she's brought on them. Now, she's called her actions an honest mistake, adding that she hopes the ruling doesn't end her life. Again, a judge just sentencing Griner to 9 years in prison. The maximum sentence she could have gotten was 10 years.
Damn. She got 9 years in prison for a little bit of hashish oil, some dope. Negroes are mad out there. This is what happens when you go to other countries and you don't follow the law. She believed that since she was a woman, she's black, she's part of the LGBTQ woke mafia, that somehow they'll show leniency on her. And I guess they did, honestly. You get what I'm saying? I think they did. Instead of 10 years, the maximum, she got 9. You get what I'm saying? I think they showed her some good leniency there. 9 years out of 10, my goodness gracious. What else could you ask for? What else? You got Negroes across America mad. They mad, ladies and gentlemen. Mad. They mad. They're saying if Brittney Griner was white, if she was Snow White, she'd be at the crib right now. Absolutely. She'd be at the crib, eating a Tootsie Roll. This is what they're saying. I want you guys to take a look at this video here that is catching a lot of steam here. This is put out by Louisiana rapper by the name of Boosie. They call him Badass Boosie. He goes off after Brittney Griner gets sentenced to 9 years. I want you guys to take a look at this when I come back. I want to speak about what he is saying. Here we go. Make sure you share.
How the hell this girl get 9 years for a weed pen? And the USA ain't doing nothing about it. You tell me that. If that was Taylor Swift, it'll be a peace treaty right now. It'll be a slight, they'll be drafting to go to war for a weed pen. 9 years. What that show for black women in the United States and the vice president as a black woman, you supposed to be on the front line. You supposed to be on the front line to get that black woman out of jail. 9 damn years. Y'all fucked up in this world.
There you go. Boosie Badass. He's saying, ladies and gentlemen, if Brittney Griner was a Taylor Swift, she would be swiftly carried back to the U.S. This is what he's saying. If Brittney Griner was white like Taylor Swift, the U.S. would already have a peace treaty out. They'd be ready to go to war. This is what he's saying. Do you believe him? Do you believe that if the person was white, if Brittney Griner, the chimney sweeper, if she was white, she'd be home? I don't believe so. I think he's a liar. I think he's a liar. It don't matter about the color. It don't. Instead of black Americans out there to say, hey, this should be a lesson to everybody, that if you don't do the right thing, you don't follow the law, especially following the law in other countries, there could be very grave consequences for you. Instead of to say that, right, to learn a valuable lesson from this, they go ahead and start injecting racism into it, claiming that if the person was white, somehow, some way, the U.S. would act differently. And I don't see it at all. I don't see it at all. The U.S. right now are in talks of trading a prisoner, a Russian. I think he's a bomb maker. He's like a Dr. Robotnik. Oh, yeah. He's like a Dr. Robotnik. Man, making rockets, making explosives. He the man. Arms dealer. He like a Dr. Robotnik. Russia want Dr. Robotnik, and the U.S. can get Brittney Griner back. That ain't a fair trade at all. As a matter of fact, the U.S. should let Brittney Griner rot over there instead of to give Dr. Robotnik back. That doctor, let me tell you, is very dangerous. And if you've seen Sonic the movie or Sonic 2, you know who Dr. Robotnik is, right? You see how many machines he has. One of my favorite villains. I'm telling you. He got put in a world where there was no electricity. Dr. Robotnik started smiling. He like, man, I could definitely get myself out of this. Right? He said, yeah. Dr. Robotnik, you would think that he'd be crying in a new world with no electricity. He don't know what nothing is. He started smiling. Those folks are crazy when they start smiling like that. This is not a racial issue. It's not at all. Not at all. Brittney Griner did the wrong thing at the wrong time, and she's definitely paying for it. The U.S. ain't going to, in my personal opinion, they're going to try to get her back through this, but I don't think they're going to be trying too hard. I don't think so at all. Brittney Griner is nothing to nobody. Running around and saying you're a WNBA star is like saying that you're number one chimney sweeper in the U.S. It means nothing to everybody. Hey, I'm the number one chimney sweeper here in the United States. I'm the fastest. I can sweep your chimney very fast. Right? Nobody would give a rip. Just like Brittney Griner running around saying she a WNBA star. Whoopee. So that's what it comes down to. I want people to see that. Make sure you guys share. Hit that like button. Help a brother out. Biden administration today declared monkeypox a public health emergency. They're saying the outbreak is a public health emergency. I want to go ahead and run this when I come back. I want to speak about it. Make sure you share.
Today, declaring the U.S. a public health emergency over the nationwide monkeypox outbreak. A senior White House official confirming that to ABC News. We are told this will free up, if you like, additional resources for vaccines, treatment, and the tracking of the spread of this disease. More than 6,600 cases of monkeypox have been reported in the U.S. so far. We will have much more on this as the story develops.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get
George Stephanopoulos, you love Hillary Clinton too much. You certainly do. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Monkeypox. So we had to worry about COVID. Midterms are right around the corner. All of a sudden, we see Joe Biden. He's competent enough to somehow kill a Al-Qaeda leader. And now we got monkeypox. Remember I told you there's several U.S. cities that have declared an emergency over this monkeypox business. Yeah. One thing I can tell you, Democrats are going to come up with a solution to this faster than the Republicans will. And they're hoping and banking that people will give them another chance to screw up America. That's what they're hoping. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a viral video of a nurse. She hopped on TikTok. Remember I told you TikTok is for people who are retarded and people who are broke. They love TikTok. I don't lie about this. Remember I told you my daughter don't like me because I said when I get into office I would definitely put out legislation to get rid of TikTok. I told her I'll name the legislation right after her, too. Absolutely. She got even madder. I said, girl, you think I'm playing? I'm for real. I want you guys to take a look at this. A nurse hops on TikTok, says they're not messing with with patients who have monkeypox. She ain't doing it. Take a look.
No, when they get somebody from monkeypox, like, I'm not going in that bitch.
No.
I'm not even.
First of all,
goodbye, peace,
I can always
motherfucker.
guarantee you that even the doctors and surgeons don't want to do it. They don't want to come in contact with that shit.
No.
Cause I don't think you're gonna have to have surgery. And whatever the hell you have, you're gonna have to wait till that shit go away. And even after you have it, till it goes away, you need to fucking be in a isolated area by yourself for at least 60 days. So make sure that shit out your system, man. It might come back or something. You never know. Because if you got monkeypox, we are no longer fucking friends or none of that shit. It's open. I don't even hang with no fucking monkey, so I shouldn't be getting them from one. Y'all tripping. I'm gonna get anything to keep me alive, bitch.
Bitch, give me. You said the vaccine need to get on my ass. Oh, put the monkeypox.
She sound like she been hanging out with black MS.
Through these scrubs, I don't give a damn. Just get it in there. I'm not finna.
That white woman sound like she been hanging around with some ghetto black MFs. That's what she sound like. What you gotta think about this? You hear two nurses, the ones that's supposed to care for you. They're on TikTok. That's why I want to get rid of TikTok. I dislike TikTok. You're supposed to be working, but yet you're on TikTok showing your disdain for Americans. The same folks you claim to care about, that you want to help. Right? And there's plenty of these nurses. Plenty of them. Plenty. When you look at the black community, nothing but nurses and LPNs. You go and ask a black woman what she is. She'll tell you, I'm an LPN. I'm a nurse. She'll tell you this. Absolutely. She'll tell you this. One of the easiest jobs in the world. LPN. Rudimentary job. Nurse. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the people who say it is what it is. That's why it's easy for a lot of these people to get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it don't take much skill. Reading somebody's blood pressure and gosh darn asking questions. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the position. Get mad at that, baby. Let me play it again. Make sure you share. Nurses on TikTok saying they ain't messing with any patients with monkeypox. Here we go.
No, when they get somebody from monkeypox, like, I'm not going in that bitch.
No.
I'm not even.
First of all,
goodbye, peace,
I can always
motherfucker.
guarantee you that even the doctors and surgeons don't want to do it. They don't want to come in contact with that shit.
No.
Cause I don't think you're gonna have to have surgery. And whatever the hell you have, you're gonna have to wait till that shit go away. And even after you have it, till it goes away, you need to fucking be in a isolated area by yourself for at least 60 days. So make sure that shit out your system, man. It might come back or something. You never know. Because if you got monkeypox, we are no longer fucking friends or none of that shit. It's open. I don't even hang with no fucking monkey, so I shouldn't be getting them from one. Y'all tripping. I'm gonna get anything to keep me alive, bitch.
Bitch, give me. You said the vaccine need to get on my ass. Oh, put the monkeypox.
The fuck? Hey, through these scrubs, I don't give a damn. Just get it in there. I'm not finna.
And you see how they're laughing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Sharon Glover. Sharon Glover says, not professional at all. Absolutely. It's not professional. It's not professional at all. And if I was, somebody out there, I would try to figure out who these nurses are and get them fired. There are people out there who want good service when they go to the hospital. They don't want nurses like this who don't give a rip, who are talking like this. Nurses who behave like this, they are not going to provide good service. They're not going to do their job accurately or even well at all. This is a big disservice, and they should be embarrassed with their action. Why be a nurse if you're going to behave and act like this? And remember, I told you, it don't take much skill at all to do a lot of their job. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the position. Yeah, don't get mad at me. Some of y'all are trying to get mad at me. I can't believe he said this. No, go ahead and look at what the job entails, and come back and speak to me. Come back and ask me, how hard is it? Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the position. That's it. Get mad at the position. This is just nasty for these nurses to be doing stuff like this. I hope they get caught up. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, they get fired. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Last but not least, I want to speak about Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams did an interview with Yahoo Entertainment, and they spoke about abortion. Stacey Abrams believes abortion until birth is right because of the free will God gives us. Let that sink in. And she says she's a Christian. She's one of them fake Christian. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Christians now that are all about feelings and emotion. They're not about the real book. The ones that say God is a woman. Those folks. Yeah, she one of them. She's saying abortion until birth is right because of the free will God gives us. She said this with a straight face, with the gap in her teeth. She certainly did. Make sure you share. Here we go.
I know you have been a staunch advocate for reproductive rights. I also know your faith, and you're very vocal about Christianity. So what would you say to people who kind of have a hard time being pro-abortion but also Christian?
Abortion is a medical decision. It is medical care. It is what helps a woman who's had a miscarriage actually navigate that space. It's technically a spontaneous abortion. It is what happens in an ectopic pregnancy, but it is also a decision that women make because they are not ready to be mothers. It is a medical decision. And while your faith tradition may tell you that you personally do not want to make that choice, it is not my right as a Christian to impose that value system on someone else, because the value that should overhang everything is the right to make our own decisions, the free will that the God I believe in gave us.
The free will that the God she believes gave us. That abortion, gosh darn it, it is a health choice. Right? Women shouldn't be forced into trying to have a baby or to being a parent. That? I want you men to understand how the liberal left and the United States female have finessed men out there and common sense people of the world. The law will lock up men because they don't pay a court-ordered support. And they're not locking the men up because they're not paying the women. They're locking the men up because they're not paying the court. The court gets paid 66 cents on each eligible child support dollar. I want women to understand that. When they're locking up your baby daddy, they're chasing your baby daddy. They're not chasing them for you. They could give a rip about you. If the court, the state wasn't getting money off you, they weren't making money off your snot-nosed child, they wouldn't be chasing Tom, Dick, and Harry. I want the women to understand that. With that in your brain, you should come to the realization that this child support is nothing but a scheme. A Title VII scheme that rakes in close to $90 billion a year. Yeah. Absolutely. $90 billion to keep children away from their fathers. Yeah. Why don't anybody wake up and see this? Ain't that crazy? Stacey Abrams believes that abortion should be legal until birth. She doesn't want women out there to be forced into parental responsibilities, but she wants the men to be forced. How silly is that? I want people to understand how silly is that. That's why there's a movement out here called My Wallet, My Choice now. If women have the opportunity, the legal right to kill their child because they don't want to pay for it, why should the men be forced to take care of their child if the men didn't want it? And if you ask a lot of men out there, they'll tell you, I never wanted to have a baby with her. We were just having sex. She told me she was on a pill. You ladies out there know what I'm talking about, right? Some of y'all use that on your man. Yeah, some of y'all have. Ran around and say, I swear I took the pill. I mean, oops, I guess I'm pregnant. I took the pill, right? Why can't men have it out? Why can't they say, hey, judge, I just wanted to have sex. I never wanted to have a baby. She never asked me if I wanted to have a baby. I'm not paying nothing. I think it's more egregious for the women to kill a child than the men not to pay it. Ain't that crazy? It is. Ain't that crazy? Huh? It just blows my mind that, we as a society have that mentality. There's women out there who are running their lips about guys not paying, knowing that they done had an abortion themselves. Right? Why do you think, I want people to understand, why do you think nobody gives a rip about guys not paying child support anymore? As a matter of fact, when you go and speak to most guys and you say, hey, he's not paying child support, you know what the other guys do? They look away. They say, well, we know what the deal is with child support. Yeah, we know what the deal is. We ain't going to get on him. We know what the deal is. Right? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, you're applauded as a woman when you have an abortion. She was doing what was right for her. Right? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. She wasn't ready to be a mother. She wasn't ready. So they applaud the women for killing their child because she wasn't ready. How about when guys aren't ready? Hey, I ain't got that much money. I ain't ready to be a daddy. I'm still chasing these whores in the street. Right? When a guy says he ain't ready, you're trying to put him down. Yeah, you're trying to put the guy down if he ain't ready. If the woman ain't ready, gosh darn it, move out the way. Ain't that crazy? So, these movements will be here for a while. The My Money, My Choice movement, it sounds reasonable. It certainly do. If America out here and there's the majority of the public want to sit there and kill a child and they believe it's feasible and right, they should have no problem at all with a guy that says, my wallet, my choice. I wasn't ready to be a father. I did what was right for me. Right? He should be applauded as well. So I want people to understand this is where we're at right now. We got one gender who is trying to have it legal for them to kill a child, while the other gender really wants to be a part of the child's life and is being, sanctioned and persecuted. Maybe we'll wake up one day, maybe we won't. But that's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the show for tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming out here. I want to thank everybody for donating, everybody for hitting that like button. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to thank everybody. I'll be on tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central. Come and hang out with us. We gonna be flaming. We gonna be flaming. Absolutely. And we're going to be bringing you some more stuff, some more craziness. Absolutely. You know it. And I probably pissed off somebody out there. Jermaine said, my wallet, my choice. I can't believe he said that. I can't believe he said that. Even though I didn't cry when my sister had her abortion and I applauded her. Right? I know. That's what it is. You guys take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful night. And I'll catch you guys here tomorrow with another edition of Conservative Nation. You guys take care. Good night and bye-bye.
How you do that?